Hi guys, welcome back. My name is Robi Masaga. Today's topic is a bit sensitive, but before we get deep into it, let me just say this clearly. This video comes from a place of deep respect for people of South Africa. I know many of you are hurting, you've faced economic collapse, waves of political, betrayal, and daily hardship that few outside the continent can even begin to understand. But as someone from another African country, someone who understands what it means to be, let down by leadership, I have to speak plainly. We are watching a dangerous movement in South Africa.
Well, now you do medical blood testing for Mahala in our country. You know, we pay tax.
Is Zimbabwe paying South African government for your healthcare?
Sorry.
Mnangagwa is not paying or by South African by Association of Being Black. I even brothers to sisters. That's black
because they don't even
Yes.
and the you know what happens.
Can you go and fix your problem with Mnangagwa? Go to Zimbabwe. We don't want you anymore.
So start making arrangements. Let me say this. Now, today, when you get home, start making arrangements for where are you going to get that baby from? Where are you going to deliver that baby? Because here you are not coming. Pretoria West, you are not coming.
In our government,
We don't want you anymore. Start making arrangements where you are going to deliver that child, because here we don't want you. Yeah, you can go into Ramaphosa's house. He will help you deliver the child.
Women Zimbabweans are cleaning your house. Ask the these nurses. Women, this is a South Africa child. Guys, don't do that. What must we do? Let's go in heaven.
Yeah.
God is going to deal with you, Mama.
And you too.
This was
And you too.
This is Africa.
And you
I'm
too.
standing on Africa, Mama.
And you too.
Africa. This is Africa. Africa for who? Africa.
Operation Dudula is gradually turning to a terrorist group, and you guys are watching it. Operation Dudula, they are gradually turning to a terrorist group, and you guys are watching them.
Operation Dudula is more dangerous to South African citizens than it is to actual foreigners. And listen, I'm speaking as a Zimbabwean who's a South African citizen. I know many of you guys who are really passionate about this are going to come at me, but just listen, okay? You create a movement that's not regulated, that's not trained efficiently. You end up harming the very people that you're trying to protect. Because what is the criteria of knowing when someone is a foreigner for this movement? Because let's be honest here, guys, and listen, hear me out. We're not judging anyone here. We're just having an open conversation. I have seen people who don't speak Zulu and Xhosa, right? They're either Sotho or Venda complain about this movement, saying that they get harassed. Some have been harassed just because they don't know how to speak Zulu and Xhosa, because they say, right, Operation Dudula movement, one of their tests to check if you're not a foreigner is if you can speak a native language. And 9 times out of 10, the native language that they try and test you with is Zulu and Xhosa. So just imagine you're a Sotho person, you're a Tswana person, and you don't know how to speak Zulu or Xhosa. Boom! Already, you now have to verify that you've got an ID or a South African ID. You now have to verify that you're a South African citizen. Now they'll start thinking that you're an illegal foreigner. You get the picture that I'm trying to paint here. The worst is for people that look foreign. You've got Operation Dudula looking for people that look Nigerian or look Zimbabwean. I don't know what that means, but they search for those people. And some people look the way they look, not because of their nationality. It's just the way that they look. And all of a sudden, now you're going to use that as a criteria to then ask for people's ID documents just because you don't like the way they look.
Operation Dudula is a criminal organization. In no world Mfethu is killing other people a means of justice. In no world Mfethu is taking the justice into our own hands. Is it fair for other South Africans or other Africans in general, dog, or other people?
Now, I know what some of you are going to say, but these are foreigners. they are taking our jobs, they are draining our healthcare system. I hear you. Your pain is real. Your anger is justified. But that's the trap. You are angry, yes, but the people you are turning against, immigrants, refugees, fellow Africans, they didn't cause this collapse. The system did. Your own leaders did. Unemployment didn't just skyrocket because someone crossed a border. It happened because your government didn't plan, because the politicians looted billions while clinics decayed and roads crumbled. That's the real betrayal. Yet now we have South African citizens, some with no training, no authority, patrolling streets, chasing people out of clinics, deciding who looks, local enough to deserve medical treatment. That is terrifying. It is, guys. You might think this is justified, but what it really is desperation turned against the powerless. And that's not how we fix our continent. That's how we break it further, guys. Now, let's be clear. Operation Dudula is not law enforcement. It's unregulated vigilante action, and it's being fueled by toxic mix of unemployment, political betrayal, and public frustration. We've seen videos, people being, stopped in the streets, asked to speak local languages like Zulu. If you can't, you're treated like an invader. Even if you were born in South Africa, even if you've lived there your entire life. Pregnant women, sick children, people in wheelchairs turned away from clinics because, someone decided they are not foreign enough. In Kalafong Hospital, people were judged by skin tone. Yes, you heard that right. Skin tone. This is not protecting your community. This is profiling. It's mob rule. Now, you may say, what are we supposed to do? Our government doesn't care. We are on our own. And again, you're right. Your government has failed you. Yeah. But here's what's dangerous. When the state fails and people take the law into, their own hands, we don't get justice, guys. What we get rather is chaos. Now, do you want to know who else is dealing with this kind of, failed government? My country, Kenya. We are going through it right now. Right now in Kenya, people are on the streets protesting. We call it maandamano because of unfair tax hikes, corruption, police brutality. The government tried to impose taxes on bread, on sanitary pads, on basic things people need to survive. Kenyans had enough. They took to the streets, not to attack foreigners, not to hunt down their, neighbors, but to demand better from the people who actually have the power, the government. And yes, Kenya also has foreigners. Areas like Eastleigh in Nairobi have been heavily occupied by Somali migrants and business owners. In some cases, even Kenyan citizens have found it hard to, compete for jobs on business opportunities in these spaces. It's frustrating, but you know what we don't do? We don't form gangs to stop them from getting healthcare. We don't surround clinics and shout, get out of here, when they bring their sick children. Because we know deep down that human rights are not national. They are universal. You don't chase your neighbor. So if your leaders are failing, hold them accountable. Don't turn on weak people. Don't mistake cruelty for courage. South Africa, you're better than this. Guys, you're better than this. Don't hurt people in the name of trying to fight for justice. I want to speak directly now to, every South African watching this who feels abandoned, forgotten, or, furious. You have been failed repeatedly. I know that for a fact. Since the end of apartheid, you were promised so much. Jobs, education, housing, dignity. What did you get instead? Corruption scandals, load shedding, crumbling infrastructure, unemployment at over 30%, youth unemployment through the roof, a healthcare system system on life support. And who got rich through it all? Not the migrants, not the refugees, politicians, elites, entrepreneurs, the same people who now stay silent while you burn with rage. So yeah, your anger is not just understandable, it's righteous. But directing it at foreign nationals, that's misdirection. That's what your government wants you to do. Blame the outsiders, blame the other. It distracts you from their own crimes. We've seen this story before. In Kenya, when things get bad, politicians blame Somalis or Ethiopians. In Nigeria, they blame Cameroonians. In South Africa, it's Zimbabweans, Malawians, Nigerians. But ask yourself, have any of these crackdowns rather made your life better? Did things improve at previous xenophobic attacks, or did it just make headlines? So more hatred and then nothing. Because the real problem isn't immigration, it's the lack of governance. Imagine if all the energy being used to chase migrants from clinics, if it was used to demand a fully functioning healthcare system. Imagine if instead of asking patients what language they speak, we ask the government why hospitals don't have enough medicine or beds. And if you think migrants are stealing jobs, ask this: who is hiring them under the table for cheaper labor? It's not migrants exploiting the system, it's the business owners doing it because the government won't regulate them. That is the case. This is a system problem. It's a system problem. Look at Kenya again. When our government tried to bury us in taxes, the youth organized Reject Finance Bill 2024. It trended for weeks. People came out not to attack immigrants, but to demand system change. That is what we did. Yeah, there was violence. Yes, there were, clashes, but it was about a real target, the people in power. South Africa, you have that same power. You have it. Demand better. Demand a functional immigration system. Demand healthcare for all. Demand jobs. And if you're going to demand them, direct your fury toward the people responsible for job creation, not migrants. Because let's be real, if you create a culture where only certain people get to eat, others will starve. And when people starve, desperation grows. That's not just true for migrants, it's true for locals too. Dudula isn't solving the problem, it's adding to it. It's dividing neighborhoods. It's weakening South Africa's moral authority. That's what you people are doing. This continent cannot heal if we turn on each other. Yes, guys, that is what we need. That is all we need. Let's stop fighting each other. People are laughing at us when we fight each other. You're busy fighting your own brother, your own sister. You're denying them. You're denying them the right to live. It's just sad that we keep on fighting each other. We are destroying our own land, our own continent, and outside there people are laughing at us. They're saying, just see how they're destroying themselves. Guys, drop a comment. Let me know what you think about this particular topic. Also, remember to subscribe, like, and share as well. And until next time, bye bye.